Hi everyone, Hayden from Sumstones here, and today I'm going to tell you why the PlayStation Classic is worth it. Yeah, I know, the game library is not that great. I mean, there are good games on there, but they're not the essentials. Like, you don't have Spyro, you don't have Crash Bandicoot, you don't have Toy Story 2, you don't have Bugs Life. I know many of you probably don't know the Bugs Life game, but if you don't, I highly recommend it. I love it. And I wish it was more popular because it's really like that good of a game. It's really fun. But yeah. So this is an out-of-box PlayStation Classic. This is what you get in the box. You just get you get two controllers, which I don't have my second controller on me. And you get an HDMI and you get a micro USB. For some reason, you don't get a power brick, but I'm assuming most of you probably have one somewhere in your house. And there is probably something you could use. So, before I show you how it's worth it, let's just talk about the history of this. So, Nintendo released their NES and SNES classics. I was lucky enough to actually get my hands on both of those, like, the week they came out. I got my SNES Classic from GameStop, like, the week it came out. And then the NES Classic I got on the second release on the week it came out. I was actually on vacation, and I was lucky enough to get a ride to GameStop because my dad knew how important it was to pick up an NES Classic. And my dad used to have an NES, so he enjoys playing it sometimes. So, we all wanted one. And, yeah, so, PlayStation Classic. The reason the games aren't the greatest are because Sony wanted to release this before Christmas. Like, to compete with the SNES Classic. Or the possible N64 Classic. I'm not sure which one. The N64 Classic has not been released yet. Or ever, we don't know yet. I'm hoping they do release that. But the PlayStation Classic was rushed to get out before Christmas, and the games on it are good, but they're not the greatest. You don't have the essentials like the ones I listed before. So let me show you what's on this thing first. Alright, so I'm just going to go through the list. I'll go slowly so you can see what games are on here. So those are the games that came on it. You see, there are some good ones like Final Fantasy and Rayman and others, but these really aren't the games I had memories of. In my next video, I will be explaining, telling stories about the PlayStation and memories I had with it. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming out really soon. I'm actually going to start recording that right after I'm done recording this. Don't want this video to get too long, but the next video on my channel is going to be about memories I have with this thing, so please watch that if you'd like to hear some stories about my PlayStation. So anyway, why is this worth it, you may ask? Let me show you. So of course, that just okay line of 20 games is not the reason it's worth it. This is. Say hello to Mr. USB. You do. Plug it into the second controller port, and then turn it back on. So yes, I have a hack on here called Bleem Sync. It only works when the USB is plugged in, but it allows you to download almost any game. Now, I haven't figured out how to download every game yet. Like, Bugs Life, for some reason, isn't working, and the Namco Museum games aren't working, but this is what I was able to get to work. Now, the games that I downloaded have a PlayStation thing on the left side of them, like Bomberman over there, and the ones that are already on here don't, like this one right here. So, here's the list, the new and improved list, and it will get better in time, because I actually just found out about this last night, and I just downloaded what I could today. So, here's what I have. So yeah, this list is yet to get bigger, but those were the first games I could think of. And just some random ones I found on the website that I thought I would like. So I am going to post a video in the description that I used on how to get this software if you want it. And if that's the reason you're going out to buy a PlayStation Classic. It's really easy. The hardest part is getting the ROMs. And I found a software that converts, I forget what type of ROMs, to bin and Q files. So that's how I got all of these. It was on Mac. So I'm not going to be able to explain that, because I really don't even know how. It's too hard for me to explain, but I'm sure there's a video somewhere on YouTube explaining how to do that. So yeah, I believe the PlayStation is worth it if you have just a little bit of experience and are able to hack this thing, or know someone who can. I'd recommend picking up a SanDisk 32 gigabyte USB stick on Amazon if you buy this. And I'd actually recommend buying this now, because I believe right now, as the video is being made, there is a sale on Amazon where these cost $30. And that's worth it if you can have something that can play almost the full PlayStation library. So, I believe this is worth it if you know how to hack it, and if you know how to get all the games you like. And yeah, you don't even have to be advanced to do this. Like, you can just do it. I can do it. The only other things I've ever hacked were a PSP and a Wii. And those aren't hard either. So, that's why the PlayStation Classic is worth it. There is one problem, though. See, the second controller port is taken up by the USB, but I believe a USB hub would solve your problem. And I don't really have a problem with it, because there's not, like, many two-player games, and usually I just play games by myself. Because I'm more into action-adventure games. So, yeah, I highly recommend getting this, because you can have, like, PlayStation games in the palm of your hand. And literally with the size of this thing. Alright, have a nice day. See you all later. Stay tuned for next video. It will be some PlayStation stories, because I got a lot of them. Have a nice day, and please subscribe.